Everyone, Cam Roberts here. I'm joined with my good mate, Steve Plummer, who's going to talk about all things copywriting and Copywriters Escape Room today. So, Steve, thanks for coming on the live stream.
Hey, Cam, thanks for having me here. Hi, everyone. How you going? Good to see you all again.
So the other day, you and I were talking off air, and it was after one of our other live streams, and you said you had a Copywriters Escape Room coming up, and it did tweak my interest because I've seen you do it before, and I've heard about it before, and I've been part of some of those rooms before. Many years ago, I had the honor and privilege of being in one of those trainings, and I said to you, hey, why don't we do a live stream on it? You know, there's got to be folks out there that obviously need help with their sales language and their copywriting, and so I twisted your arm and you said, yeah, look, why not? Let's give it a go and come on and talk copywriting.
Yeah, well, to be fair, Cam, I didn't need that much arm twisting, but you're right. It was just a tiny bit of encouragement. Yeah, Cam, just to give folks listening a bit of context, I was middle-ish, late-ish last year. I was having a number of requests from people, what do you think I should do in this situation? What about this? What is that a good headline, et cetera, et cetera.
Yep.
And, I just had the thought, well, why don't we just have a place where people who need help can turn up for 45 minutes, an hour, and just ask the questions. And so I guess that's the thing too, is that, when we do that live, it has a lot of power, right? Because you're getting things straight out of the horse's mouth, I guess. You're getting the languaging, the energy, the power live. And so what I did, my kids were going to an escape room one day, and I said, what's that? And they said, we get all our friends together and we strategize about how to get out. And I said, that sounds like a lot of copywriters / business owners, right? They need the strategy and the help to get out. And so add those two things together, and Copywriters Escape Room was born. And I did one at the end of last year. It goes for 3 months. And some people say, why 3 months? Well, 90 days a quarter is a really good time to affect change in your business. If you just did it for a week or even 2 or 3 weeks or a month, you're probably not going to notice a big difference. But if you stick at something for 90 days for a quarter, then that has a big power change effect, in your business. So essentially what Copywriters Escape Room is, it's for business owners and commercial writers who actually want help. They don't want to, they don't want to spend a kidney on it, or give up their second-born child or whatever. I charge more to write an email than I charge per month for Copywriters Escape Room. So it's a way of me helping other people. But some people say, well, why isn't it free then? Well, the reason it's not free is that you and I both know, Ken, there has to be an energy exchange, an exchange of value. Of if you don't value something by putting your own resources, time and money into it, then it generally nothing happens, right? So it's a really small fee per month, and you get my help live. And I don't want any more than 6 or 7 people in it. It's an intimate group where we have a lot of fun. We look at things, put problems on the table. I'll give my perspective. People get to ask questions about that. I mean, look, one of the things I say, Cam, is I know an awful lot about copywriting, but I don't know everything. I haven't been in every situation, and no one ever has. But I do have a unique take on things based on, you and I have been on the journey together, Cam, over a long period of time. And the way we've gone about things is very different to the way many other people do. Not better, not worse, just very different. And a lot of people like to leverage that point of difference, to get straight answers. And, if I don't know something, also I've got no idea. I've never done that. Whereas often, no, this is what I found in this situation. You should do this, this, and this, and this. Work for me.
Yeah, that's really good. And I love the 90-day period, because what a lot of people don't understand with marketing is that there's a part where you launch something and you try it out and you put it to your list, and then you get the data back. And then you get the information back, so that's where you can strategize and work on the conversion. So I love the 90 days because it gives people the opportunity to, launch something and then also test it and retweak it or, modify it to get even better results, or remarket to get even better results and improve their, conversion rate optimization. So that's a really cool way of, helping people.
Yeah. Let me reveal a fantasy of mine, Cam, that I just do one thing and everything changes, right? That's my marketing fantasy. I'm sure I'm not alone in that, right? But you and I both know that's you might jag that once every 3 or 4 years, where it turns out really well after one communication, but that ain't reality. And the big campaigns you and I have worked on, multi-million-dollar campaigns, doesn't work that way.
Yeah. There's always,
I live in my fantasy that I will.
Yeah. There's always a redoing, isn't there? To find out what's working. Take the data, don't guess, but take the data that you've been given based on what's working, and then tweak that and have another crack. So that's really good.
Yeah. It doesn't matter how good you are, how experienced you are, Cam. That is the process.
Yeah.
Because you can't know all possibilities, and you can get it right or close to right, but there is still tweaking. And you and I have pulled apart campaigns from the big gurus that showed where they've had to do this to get the numbers that they wanted. So it's an interesting point.
It's really good. So I've got you sent me a PDF with the Copywriters Escape Room PDF, and I love the imagery and the language on there, which is really cool. But I'm going to ask you a couple of questions, if you don't mind, on the FAQs here you've got.
Yep.
So one is, what is it? So you've kind of told us that it went for 90 days and all that, but is it like weekly, daily? Like how does it work?
Yeah. So it's once a week, every week. For 45 minutes to an hour, and it goes depending for however long people need it to go. And so we'll sit on a Zoom call like this, and I'll say hi to everyone. How's your week been? You check in. And I'll just say open floor. Okay, what questions you got? And some people won't say a lot. Others will go, I tried this and blah blah blah. Or what do you do in this situation? Or even, can you have a look at this copy I'm about to send out? And quite often I'll do a live critique if the person doesn't mind, right there in front of the group, and that's one thing that people have said is really valuable, because they get to find out in my head what I'm thinking, when I'm crafting a sales message and what works and what doesn't. And to be able to stop me and go, now, why did you say that? Or why did you do that and not this? That live critiquing is a really valuable thing. And so when it's a small group like that, when one person learns, the whole group learns, and so it's that rising tide lifts all boats kind of, phenomenon. And I had last time we ran, I had some really good results of people just their businesses just moving and themselves moving and shifting personally, because they're more confidence, they've got a place to go, to ask. Sometimes, as you know, Kim, running a business, it can be quite isolating and lonely. And what do I do now? It's great to have a place to go and ask questions.
Yeah, that's really good. And I've been in those situations, and I've also run my own coaching groups, and you have as well. And there's no greater benefit that sometimes you might be doing one thing, but someone asks a question, and you actually benefit from that question that they asked and the information they provided. So it's a great environment to be in, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. And if it doesn't directly answer your question, what it can do is trigger what's in your head, right, and open up the possibility of an answer for your particular situation, because you can't cover, the multitude of situations that that are presented, but it can open up doors for you. Something that works in one industry can be tweaked slightly to work really, really well in another industry, for instance.
Yeah, great. Now, we're talking about industries. So what type of industry would suit the Copywriters Escape Room? I think in the start you talked about business owners and copywriters, like potential people that might want to write copy. Like who should consider joining?
Yeah, so it's been 50-50 in most groups. It's been 50-50 copywriters, as in they're at different stages of their career. They're either a year or two into it, or 3 or 4 years into it, or 5 or 6 years into it, and they just want a boost, something different, something to change things up, something to end the isolation, something to give them a little bit more confidence, somewhere to go to say, how do I put my prices up without losing a customer? That's a common one amongst copywriters, and I give my take on that. The other one are business owners who are doing their own marketing, and in effect, they're their own copywriters. And so they come, and even if they're not, they'll have people under them they can direct, and they can bring stuff to the table that says, what do I do in this situation? Can you make some suggestions about the copy? And it's two levels. It's a strategic kind of answer, and they get a technical kind of answer as well to the challenges that they're facing.
Yeah, that's really good. Now, one of your other questions, I just want to be clear to everyone. I'm not kind of playing with my phone. I'm reading Steve's PDF here. But
you're not flicking through your news feed.
Yeah, no, not checking out TikTok. So one of the other questions you've got here is, what ROI can I expect? So if someone joins the escape room with you, what's the ROI?
To be absolutely blunt, Cam, I have no idea.
Yep.
And the reason I have no idea, as you will know, and anyone who's been in business knows, the success of a business owner relies on their diligence, their hard work, their dedication, their ability to apply what they've learned.
Yep.
It can be luck. So I can show you a whole lot of things that have worked, but if you do nothing with them in the next 2 weeks, then the ROI is zero because you haven't implemented anything.
Right.
And so I actually don't know. But what I can say is that, like I said, people have been elevated by that rising tide lifts all boats. In an environment where there are ideas buzzing around and there's questions asked and answers given, you can't help but grow from that experience, and from direct questions, but also from the questions others ask. It's about confidence, it's about ending isolation, and all of those things have a really big impact on your business. But what that is in terms of numbers, as you know, the investment is really small, so it's only a small move of the needle to get your investment back.
So on the investment there, it says how much and when's the next one starts. So people are going to be thinking that. So tell us more.
Yep, so February 8th is the starting date for our next Copywriters Escape Room. Look, if you want all the details, including how much it is, how little it is, I probably should say, Cam, because you've got the PDF in front of you, simply either email me or PM me, and I'll send you through the PDF with all the information that Cam's got in front of him. So it's an easy first step that doesn't require an arm and a leg, a child, or a massive commitment on your part. You actually get to find out. You get to find out stuff before you have to make a commitment, right? And that's easiest and fairest on everyone. No one likes the hard sell. Who likes a hard sell?
Yeah, that's really good.
Yeah.
And I've also put your contact page URL in this video description as well. So if you're watching this video later and you're not joining us live and you're watching later, just look down in the comments below or look in the description and you'll see Steve's contact URL. You can fill that out. That'll get to Steve, and he'll be in touch and walk you through the next step. Yeah,
or PM me, as I said, from here. So either
Facebook
works, and on Facebook. Either way works, and I'll send you through the PDF. Yeah.
All right. Well, thanks very much, Steve, for sharing the Copywriters Escape Room with us. That's been really good, and wish you all the best. I encourage everyone that's interested to reach out to Steve, DM him, and find out more about how it can work for you.
Yeah, and the last thing I'll probably say, Cam, people say, why are you doing this if you're not making much money out of it? It's simply my way of helping. I know we're all on a journey, and this is just one way that I can give people and help them, on their journey, and they get to leverage and benefit from the experience that I've had. So it's about help for me. Yeah.
All right. Thanks, Steve.
Thanks, Cam. See ya.
Cheers, everyone.
See you next time. Bye-bye.